All right, I think we're live. Cool. So this is actually my second time doing this, or trying to anyway. Um, I'm doing the Kaggle like learn programming course or whatever, um, but specifically on Python. And I started it last week, and then didn't pick it back up. I left it like half done. So I'm gonna start it over for the sake of, well, really, like the odds that I forgot something are very high. So, whoa. All right, I'm up. Cool. All right, so let's get started. Okay. Oops. Okay. One of the most important tasks you can ask a computer is to print a message. Writing print parentheses and then putting the message in the parentheses in quotation marks. Cool. Arithmetic. Makes sense. Subtraction. Okay. Cool. Okay. So you do comments with a hash. It's too easy. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. No spaces, letters, numbers, and underscores. Has to start with the letter or underscore. That makes sense. Note that in general, whenever you define a variable in a code cell, all the code cells that follow also have access to the variable. For instance, we use the next code cell to access my variable from the cells above. Yeah. And test variable from even earlier. That was the 3 squared one. The next code cell tells Python to increase the current value of my variable by 3. So my variable equals my variable plus 3. Okay. Yeah, that's not complicated at all. When you see name error like this, it's an indication that you should check how you spell the variable that it references as not defined. Then to fix the error, you need only the correct spelling. All right. If your code was run successfully, you'll see setup complete in the output. Cool. So I guess we just have to wait for that. Sets up the notebook so that it can check your answers in this exercise. You should never modify this code. After finishing all of the questions below, you'll see the exercise marked as complete on the course page. Question 1. Is this done? No. Okay. Setup complete. Good deal. Okay. Next, you will run some code from the tutorial so you can see how it works. Run the code without changes. Hello world. If you see hello world above, you have successfully printed a message. Okay. Question 2. Yeah, I'll just do it for the sake of. So Google. Yeah, it prints Google. But then because it's in quotation, it's going to actually print 3 plus 4. And then if I remove the quotations, oops. Oh, shoot. And then if I remove the quotations, it does 7. Yeah. All right. As you learned in the tutorial, a comment in Python has a hash in front of it, which tells Python to ignore the text after it. Putting a hash in front of, or a pound sign, in front of a line of code will make Python ignore that code. Yeah. Good deal. Define a variable 250. The average number of babies born per day, and there are 250 babies born per minute. So there are print total seconds. Okay, so I don't care about that. Seconds per minute. So I need this stuff. Well, no. The average number of babies born each day. All right, so we got 250 babies per minute times, and then we have to figure out the number of minutes in a day, which is mins per hour. Actually, I think I just do this because I'm lazy. Unless I misunderstood something, I think that's it. I got it. Births per min. This also said I did something wrong. So I need. Oh, wait. Each day. Alright. But wait, what is that? How many babies is that per year? So that's 525 million, supposedly. I do want that correct, though. Questions mark with a spicy emoji will be a bit more challenging. Maybe someday, buddy. Run the next code cell without changes to load and view the Titanic data. Alright. Okay. I don't gotta worry about any of this right now. P class. Run the code cell without changes. The data has a different row for each passenger. Okay. Total is the total number of passengers who boarded the ship, survived, or those that survived. Minors are passengers under the age of 18. Okay. Run the code cell without changes. Don't worry about how the variables are calculated for now. I got an error. I guess I don't know. Alright, so total whatever. In the code cell below, replace the underlines to calculate the values for two more variables. Survived fraction. Okay. Survived fraction. And then minors fraction. Okay, maybe later. All right, so define the name of the function. Oh, okay. The name of the variable. Output variable equals input variable plus 3. Okay. I get it. Yeah. Okay. Say you're helping a friend to calculate their weekly paycheck after taxes. 12% tax bracket, and they're paid hourly at $15. The function below calculates the paycheck based on the number of hours worked. The function is more complicated than with the first example because the function has more lines of code and comments. Similar to the example above, the function has a single argument, num hours. In the function body, we use the value for num hours to specify the value of a new variable, pay pre-tax. Use the value of pay pre-tax to specify the value for a new variable, pay after tax. Return the value of the pay after tax variable. All right, so get pay number of hours. Pay pre-tax equals number of hours times 15. Okay. Pay after tax equals pay pre-tax times 88%. We call this function the same way we called our first function. The next code cell calculates the paycheck based on 40 working hours. It's 528. To quickly calculate pay based on a different number of hours worked, you need to supply the function with a different number. For instance, say your friend works 32 hours. Because you wrote a function, you can calculate pay for different hours without having to rewrite all of the code and the calculations all over again. Functions can help you avoid errors. That makes sense. Variable scope. Variables defined inside the body function cannot be accessed outside the function. Roger that. You will get the same error if you try to print pay after tax or num hours. For this example, if you need any additional information, you need to make sure that appears in the return statement. So far, you have learned how to define a function with just one argument. To define a function with multiple arguments, you only need to add more arguments inside the parentheses in the function head, which is that. Oh, too easy. But yeah, that makes sense. So previously we were working with just a number of hours, and then all the math was done in syntax, like after the fact. But you could just throw everything in one UDigs, and then you have multiple variables. Cool skis. Then to call the function, you need to provide one value for each output, again separated by a comma. In the code cell above, we calculate the pay after taxes for someone who works 40 hours, makes $24 an hour, and is in a 22% tax bracket. Yeah, no, I get it. Cool. In the house prices advanced regression techniques competition, you need to use information like the number of bedrooms and bathrooms to predict the price of a house. Inspired by this competition, you'll write your function to do this. In the next code cell, create a function getExpectedCost that has two arguments, beds and baths. It should return the expected cost of a house with that number of bedrooms and bathrooms. Assume that the expected cost of a house with, $80,000. Each bedroom adds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So $30,000. Each bathroom adds $10,000. For instance, a bath with. Okay, got it. So I need 80,000, which is a base cost, plus beds times 30,000 plus baths times 10,000. Okay, you are thinking about buying a home and want to get an idea of how much you will spend based on the number of bedrooms and bathroom. Excuse me. Use getExpectedCost. Bet. All right. Here's the deal. So we're gonna define getExpectedCost. Beds, baths. Let me make sure that's how the syntax is up here. Okay, cool. Value equals return value. Okay. Value equals. Wait, I should just copy that. I should literally just copy this. No, it'll help me. All right, whatever. So cost of the house plus beds times 30, I think. 30 and 10, yeah. Plus baths times 10,000. Now, option 1 is 2 beds, 3 baths. 3 beds, 2 baths. Three bed, 3 baths. 3 beds. Damn, 4 baths. Oh, up here too. Is it common to have a home with... Okay, where do I have expected boom skis? What am I doing wrong? Oh, oops. I don't remember. Okay, yeah. My fault. Return value. Line 7. Line 7. What? Okay, hold on. Okay, these are right, I'm sure. This stuff is right, for sure. This is that print. Beds and baths. Incorrect value for option 1, 2, 3. It's alright. Let's figure it out. What am I missing? Incorrect value for option 1, 2, 3. 2 bed, 3 bath. Beds, baths. 2 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Are you sure? Incorrect value for option 1, 2, 3. Incorrect. Why? Alright, let's use the hint. If option 5 needed to be the expected cost of a house with 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, option 5 equals... Oh, piece of malarkey. Alright, got it. Nope. Okay, whatever. Okay, so it's not just the values, it's also the name of the function to call the function. Bet. That makes sense. Question 3. Your home decorator and would like to use Python to streamline some of your work. Specifically, you're creating a tool that you intend to use to calculate the cost of painting a room. As a first step, cost in dollars of 1 gallon. It should return the cost in dollars of putting 1 coat of paint on all walls and the ceiling. That makes sense. So I want the cost. So I know I'll be taking cost per gallon times, and then how many square feet there are. So I'll need how many square feet per gallon. Okay, bet. So I think I'm going to need that. Yeah, square feet ceiling plus square feet walls divided by square feet per gallon. So that gives me how many gallons I need times the cost per gallon. I think that's right. I think that math checks out. Okay, cool. So technically this is my second day learning Python. I did like the first half of this lesson, or this Kaggle course or whatever, last weekend, and then I didn't really have time throughout the week to pick it back up, so I'm doing it all over again for the sake of, for sure I forgot something. Use the get cost function in question 3 to calculate the cost of applying 1 coat of paint to a room with, or I bet, project cost equals get cost, right? Yeah, equals get cost or is it not get cost? Yeah, it is. Okay, with 400, what's the order? Walls, so 432, ceiling is 144 per gallon, square feet per gallon, cost per gallon. So square feet per gallon and then cost per gallon. Oops. Oh, I guess that's right, but I did not mean to do that. Nice. Okay. Say you can no longer buy fractions of a gallon. For instance, if you need 4.3 gallons to do a project, then you have to buy 5 gallons of paint. Okay. With this scenario, you will create a new get actual cost that uses the same inputs and calculates the cost of your project. Ceiling, I get it. Okay, so I should be able to do the same thing, which is cost per gallon times, okay, this is what I need to round. Math ceiling. There were 2 parentheses. All right, so now I need to determine the number of gallons. No, that's wrong. Okay, so the cost per gallon. Why am I tweaking here? I was right. Yeah. Round up and divide by 3. Okay, yeah, I don't know what I'm tweaking. Square feet walls plus square feet ceiling. The total number of square feet times, divided by square feet per gallon. Okay, so this says right. So total number of square feet divided by square feet per gallon rounded up times cost per gallon. Was never enclosed. Why wasn't it? This is closed. This is the whole thing I'm closing. Oh, alright, my bad. Oh man, yo, the underscores stuff is gonna kill me. Okay, got it. Cool. Yeah, it took me longer than I'm happy with saying. Once your function is verified as correct, use the next code cell to calculate. Okay. Oh, this is the test. I'm gonna do home1 equals that. So define get actual cost beds oh, wrong one. Square feet walls, square feet ceilings, cost per gallon, square feet per gallon. Square feet per gallon. All right, so cost, let's do this again. Cost per gallon equals, oops. All right, cost equals, where's my enter? Equals cost per gallon times, I guess that's all I need, right? I don't need, no, I'm gonna throw in a parentheses just because it makes me feel better. So total number of square feet plus square feet ceiling. Okay, so that's the total number of our square feet divided by the square feet each gallon can cover. And I need this by itself. That's cool. And I need to close that, right? That's one. Okay, no, I don't need that. And then that is that. That is that. Okay, cool. And then return. Return cost. Too many tabs, I think. Okay, return cost. And then print home 1. I think that's it. $400. Does that check out? Oh my God. $432 plus 144 divided by 400. So we're looking at 2. Yeah, I guess that's right. Okay, I'm not gonna do all this again. Maybe I should. But no, I'm not. Because I get it. Do I get it? Say you're working with a salon. Okay. What happened? Cost per gallon. Cost per gallon. Cost per gallon. Cost per gallon is not defined. Yes, twin, I got rid of it. Square feet walls, square feet ceiling, square feet per gallon, cost per gallon. Am I insane, dude? Home underscore 2. I'm so lost. So I effectively copy and pasted the whole thing, but not here for some reason. Okay, now this is broken too. So home 1 equals get actual cost. Cost per gallon. Is it just tripping? Factory reset. Okay, I actually don't know what that's saying. Maybe I shouldn't have clicked that. think I'm good. Why? None of this makes sense. Is that what it wants? No. I don't get it. I do not understand. Name error. Do I have to redo that? Alright, this makes no sense. So let's do this. Shift V. Wait, why? Square feet per gallon. So we got... No, you're not gonna make me look crazy. Okay, these don't line up. Why? Oh my god, I have an extra space in there. Cool. Got it. But it wasn't even down here. That doesn't make sense, but whatever, I don't care. Okay, cool. Data types. I'm glad the error wasn't actually my error. I mean, you know what I mean. It's not me being dumb, it's just me being non-tedious. When you create a variable in Python, it has a value with a corresponding data type. There are many different data types. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Integers are numbers without decimals. We set variable x to an integer of 14. Okay. Class int refers to the integer data type. Cool. Floats are numbers with decimals. Integer, no decimal. Float, yes decimal. I wonder if that's math or Python. Integer versus float in math. Integers are all numbers. All right. We can also specify a float with a fraction. Of course. Even if it's a link cell. No, I'm good. One function that is particularly useful is the round function. Ooh. Oh, it's just like Excel. Nice. Whenever you write a number with a decimal point, Python recognizes it as a float data type. For instance, 1 point or 1.0 or 1.00, etc. will be recognized as a float. That only makes sense. Booleans are true, false, z1 equals true, class bool, big boolean. We can switch the value of a boolean by using not. This is a lot like Excel. Where was that? Booleans will be important in the next lesson when you learn len, which is length, is the number of characters. Got it. If you have a string that is convertible to a float, we can use float. Got it. Now imagine it's the same for integer. Cool. All right. I think I mostly get it. This specifically just seems like something you have to like more or less memorize. Okay. You have now seen how to convert a float to an integer with the int function. Try this out by running the code cell below. Define a float, so 1 point, which gives us y. Okay, so this should be, line 1 should be 1 point, maybe 1.0. Then class float. And then I don't know what this will be. I'm sure it'll say class integer, but I don't know what value it'll print. Also just a 1. So it just removes the decimal. I wonder if it's going to reference the stuff up there. Okay, it is. I think I get it. What happens when you convert a float with a fractional part to an integer? Oh, I see. I wasn't supposed to do that yet. Okay, so x equals that. Print x, print type x. Okay. So that is what happens when you convert a float with a fractional part to an integer. It just rounds. How does the outcome of the integer function change for positive? Oh. I'm gonna do this one that's a little bigger. 3.9 minus 3.9. Should be minus 4, I think. Positive 3.9 is... Does it just take the decimals off? What if I make that a 3? I guess it does. So I guess you could say it just removes the decimals. So 9.9 and then 9.9. Negative floats are always rounded up to the closest integer. Both minus 1.1 and 1.9 are rounded up to minus 1. Positive floats are always rounded down to the closest integer, for instance, 2.1 and 2.9. Alright, so I don't know why I worded it like this, because all I'm really hearing is that it removes the decimals. But I'm sure there's a reason it's worded like this specifically. And so I would just say it goes closest to 0. No, that's not good enough for me. Oh God. Okay. Where's my projects? Learn Python. I'm on the part where I'm seeing how converting a float, why can't I type, to an integer does to the value when testing between negatives and positives. It explained this. In my mind, it looks like it just knocks off the decimals. Why was it described this way? Described and not my way. Let me know. Am I crazy? Let me know. You're absolutely right that knocking off the decimals, called truncation, is a simpler and more accurate way to describe what's happening. Kaggle, hire me. The round up, round down language can be confusing because it requires you to think about the direction of whatever. Your mental model cuts through all of that. Just chop off everything. Okay. I wonder if this is just being sycophantic. The technical term for this truncation towards 0. I said that. Kaggle, hire me. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's what I want to save. All right, come on, man. Come on, man. All right, let's log in. -0. Interesting. That's weird. Oh shit, wait, what's the question? What happens when you multiply an integer or float by true? by false. I mean, it seems like true is equal to 1, false is equal to 0. What's the other question? How does the answer change if the numbers are positive or negative? I mean, somehow we're getting negative zeros, but pretty self-explanatory there. Is there one more? What happens when you multiply a string by true or by false? Oh, cool. Wait, that is cool. So true prints it. False skips it. Okay, no, that's actually cool. Yeah, that's good to know. All right, good deal. I think I got it. Equivalent to 1. Equivalent to 0. This is true for both positive and negative numbers. If you multiply a string by a Boolean with a value true, you get the same string. Empty string. All right. This isn't crazy, chat. This is not crazy. Oh my god, there was a chat. Dang, maybe if I'd talked, people would have stayed. Good morning, India. That's awesome. Ding 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 ding. I have I got Nepalese friends. I'm getting off track. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I'm getting off track. You guys don't care what kind of friends I have. You shouldn't care what kind of friends I have. In this question, you will build off your work from the previous exercise to write a function that estimates the value of a house. Use the next code cell to create a function get expected cost. Beds for number of bedrooms, baths for number of bathrooms, has basement, whether or not the house has a basement. It shall return the expected cost of a house with those characteristics. Assume that in a nothing burger is 80,000. Each bedroom is 30,000, each bathroom is 10,000, and a basement is 40. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay, so we're going to do value of house equals no. Okay. So a normal house is 80,000 plus beds times 30,000 plus baths times 10,000 plus, hold on now, 40,000, no, let's be consistent, plus, does it have a basement or not? Has basement times 40,000. Too easy and breezy. You feel me? Light work, light work, light work, light work, light work, light work. Let's continue our study. Okay, I gotta stop double clicking. Alright, that's how you do that. So, Control Enter on a Mac. Let's continue our study of Boolean arithmetic. For this question, your task is to provide a description of what happens when you add Booleans. But, so false is still 0. True is still 1. False and true still 1. True and true is 1 plus 1. 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Oh, bro. On broskies. Once you have an answer, okay, I mean, pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. We went through that already, I think. You own an online shop where you sell rings with custom engravings. You offer gold-plated and solid gold rings. Okay. Cost of project. That takes 2 arguments. Engraving and solid gold. Okay. Alright, this is... I think this is where I stopped the last time I went through this. So we need to calculate base price, or sorry, base cost, and then add that to the engraving cost. And so how are we doing that? I think the engraving cost is going to be easier. So the engraving cost is per engraved unit, spaces and punctuation. Okay, so length of engraving times so it's $7 per engraved unit, $10, sorry, $7 per engraving when it's gold plated. All right. Times Python. Oh, I don't even need all this. Write a function. No, I do. Okay. Okay, the length of the engraving times the cost, right? But we need to determine a cost because it's whatever. So I need so if it's solid gold 7, okay, so solid gold times 7. Oh no, wait. Okay, yeah, because otherwise it's gonna multiply by 0 if it's not solid gold. So I need a function for that. And then I need a function for if it's not solid gold times I did that wrong. So not solid gold is 7. Yes, solid gold is 10. Does this make sense mathematically? So if it's solid gold, it's 10 times the engraving. And if it's not solid gold, it's 7 times the engraving. But does this math work out? I think I need to add that so it's not like 0 times 7 or 10 times 0. So if it's solid gold, we're going to multiply by 10 plus it's not solid gold times 7. But hold on. Oh my god. Okay. So if it is solid gold, which means true, this is going to be 1 times 10. This is going to be 1 times 10, 1 times 7, but not, which makes it a 0. Okay. Okay, that should work there. That should work there. And then base cost is, I think I'm doing the same thing, right? So solid gold times 100 plus not solid gold times 50. Twingement. I think we got something, bro. Okay. Parentheses were never closed on what? That one. Length engraving. Why wasn't it? Okay, so that's that. That's that. That's that. Come on. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay. Cool. Unexpected return value of 120 when. Alright. So this is actually 4, 6, 8. And then the two parentheses are 10. Okay, so that is 10. And not solid gold. Not solid gold. So 70 plus 50. 70 plus 50. Okay. Okay, so let's do this part first. And then verify. Okay, but got 100. So that's right. Nope. Okay, so now I need the length of the engraving times this, right? And maybe that's where that parentheses is missing. Okay, cool. So if solid gold is false, that means it's not solid gold. So 10 times 0 is 0 plus false, not false, which makes it true, times 7 is 70 plus solid gold. So this is false. So it's 0 plus. Is my syntax just wrong? Hold on. So that's one parentheses. This is another parentheses. Not solid gold. I'm with you. Okay, so this needs to be parenthesized. And then length of the engraving times. I think that's all I needed. All right. Okay. So we have our ring stuff, which is good. So solid gold rings are 100, not solid gold rings are 50. Right, 50 and 100 base cost. Then engraving. So I need the length of the engraving times whether or not it's solid gold. Am I tweaking? But got 11 instead. Why would you get 11? So is it solid gold? It's not. So false times true, right? False, not false, makes it true, times 50 is 50. So we got that, because that's locked in. That's in its own little bubble. Plus the length of the engraving, right? The length of the engraving times, okay, if it's solid gold, times 10. But it's false. So 0 times 10 is 0. Plus, if it's not solid gold, times 7. And we got a false. So that's 0, except not makes it. Am I missing something? Where do we put knots? Here. Print. I don't even have to do all this, do I? False. False. print not false. Okay. Dude, I think this is right, but clearly not. There are two options. Either the project uses solid gold or does not. With this in mind, you can structure your solution like this. Solid gold times whatever plus not solid gold times. If solid gold equals true, then not solid gold equals false. And if solid gold equals false, then not solid gold equals true. Yes. Multiplying an integer by true is equivalent to multiplying it by 1. And multiplying an integer by false is equivalent to multiplying it by 0. Run the next code. Oh, sorry. I'm still in the end. Okay. I don't know, man. That's literally what I did. Or does this need to be in its own parentheses? Is that part of it? Knots need to be together?